Hey guys, I'm just getting ready for work and I realized I had a couple extra minutes, so I thought I would just sit down and film while I'm getting ready. So if you want to get ready with me, this isn't going to be anything too really exciting. It's just going to be nice and chill, natural makeup look for my work day, and we'll be talking a little bit about the Bachelorette premiere because I've got some thoughts. So if you are interested in getting ready with me, just keep on watching and we'll get right into it. Okay, we're just going to jump in. I'll talk about the products as I go, but if I do forget, I will have everything listed down below. I'm just using my L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. Lately, I haven't been going in with a ton of foundation, but the past week or so, I had just broken out like crazy. Look at all that. So I've been needing to kind of dip back in and use a little more foundation and just high coverage products in general, like a little bit more of a full coverage concealer. So we're doing that today. The nice thing about this foundation is I really do feel like it layers up very nicely and still looks really natural and not too heavy on the skin. I just used one pump and covered my whole face and it blends out really well. And then we can just kind of spot conceal anything that got left behind, because I definitely have a little bit of hyperpigmentation happening on my face, which is so frustrating, you know? You do everything right, but you go on one kind of stressful weekend trip to a different climate and don't get very much sleep, and then here we are. I picked up this Catrice Liquid Camouflage Concealer. I've had this in the past, but then kind of ran out of it and just tried some different things. But I saw somebody talking about it the other day and I was like, I need to get that again. Oh, this is really yellow. Oh my heck. Let's see how that goes. Doing quite a bit today just to make sure that the color evens out all throughout my skin. That looks good. So, who is watching The Bachelorette? Okay, I have watched, I'm not like a die-hard Bachelor fan, but I really like watching it a lot. It's just always such a long process. Like the season I feel like goes on forever and the episodes are like 2 hours long, and I was like, I don't know if I'm ready to commit to that much TV. I don't know why, but then my husband convinced me to watch it because we found this guy on YouTube who had a video called how to predict the winner of The Bachelor from night one. So we watched that a little while ago and we were like, what? How would you do that? I'll try to link it down below if I remember, because he pretty much shows you how to tell by how they've edited it, what music they've chosen, kind of just the different personalities that are coming through, how to pick who the winner is. And I was like, that's interesting. So then last night I was kind of like, I don't know if I want to watch it this season. I'm just not that into it. I really liked Hannah, but you know. He was sort of like, well, what if we watch it and then we try to guess who the final four will be and then guess the winner from night one, like that guy did on YouTube. And I was like, okay, that sounds fun. So we started watching it. So really quick, I'm going in with my cream contour. I wanted to find a brush that's a little bit fluffier for my cream contour than what I have been using. So I got this Morphe M536 brush. I don't know if this is going to work for this, but if it doesn't, I can always use it to powder under the eyes or for something. So I'm going to try it with this. Just pick up some of the product and see how this goes. I feel like that's working pretty well. So anyways, before we started watching it, we got online and pulled up all their pictures and we made an Excel sheet so that as we were going throughout, when we had ideas about people, we could either X them out or mark them so that we knew who we thought was going to be the top. And it actually ended up being really easy, to narrow it down to a top 6, which the guy in his video is like, this should be super easy to narrow it down to top 6. And I was like, how in the world would that be easy? Because you have 30 people to start and you barely even get to know them at all in the first episode, you know? It takes me weeks to even know anybody's names. There's always people I see and I'm like, where did they come from? How long have they been here, you know? So I was really skeptical at first, but then when we started doing it, it just kind of happened naturally. We were like watching the episode and we got to kind of the end right before the rose ceremony and we were like, oh, we've already narrowed it down to a final 6 once we had counted. So that was pretty cool. And then it was pretty easy to like narrow it down from there. And yeah, I already think I know who is gonna win or who's gonna be the final 4. Zach and I came up with very similar final 4s. Just one person was off, and then we chose the same person to win, which then after this we watched the other guy's YouTube video about who he thought was going to win after watching the first episode, and he had a very, very similar top 4 to us, but a different person winning, which I'm really sad about, so I don't know if we're going to win. It was really fun, so I'll link his video down below if you want to see where we got this idea from, because it was really exciting, and now I'm hooked. I gotta keep watching, and I gotta know who's gonna be around and who's not. Just doing a little cream highlighter. I think I'm doing stuff in a really weird order because I haven't powdered my under eyes yet. I haven't done blush, but I haven't decided if I'm doing a cream or a powder, so I want to do all my cream products before I do any powder. If you haven't seen the premiere, you probably will want to exit out of this video because I want to talk about some people, okay? First of all, I thought it was super funny that Demi and Katie came on to call out that guy with the girlfriend. How could you do that? Also, don't turn around and say that her situation with Colton is the same as your situation with your girlfriend, Scott. You still had her like locked down in case this didn't work out with Hannah. Where Colton, obviously that whole ship had sailed, okay? He is happy with Cassie and there is no going back to Colton, where you have this girl back at home thinking that they were gonna be together at the end of this. So it's not the same thing. Plus, don't turn on the lead person in the show. Even if they are wrong, that just looks bad. It makes you look like an idiot. So that was so stupid. I just hate that guy. So that was really funny that they came back to like call him out, and then he totally just like fought with her all night. My husband really likes Mike. He thinks that he could have a high chance of winning. I think he'll make it pretty far given how much screen time that he had in the first episode, but I don't think that he'll win because he had too much screen time, actually. They don't want it to be too obvious. But also, he seems a little bit, like, cocky for me, but he was really sweet. Luke, okay, the Luke that she's, like, already in love with, not that little shrimpy Luke with the curly hair, the other Luke. I could not stand him in his little intro, how he was like, all the girls loved me, and I just am in the gym all the time. But then I had a come to Jesus moment. I was like, okay, whatever. But he's actually proven to be really nice, and she likes him, so I think that's cute. His kiss, though, was so funny. I was like, oh boy, he thinks this is the sexiest kiss in the whole wide world, but it's not cute. You gotta stop. Also, was anyone else so sad that Matt Donald went home? I thought he was so cute, and I was really sad she didn't get to learn anything about his family, that he came from like a deaf household, and he was really funny. Like, his song was cute. So I was kind of sad that he didn't make it through, but oh well. When we watched the video of who that YouTuber thought was going to win, he thought that maybe they were setting him up to be on Bachelor in Paradise or something, because they gave him a lot of screen time for him to go away in the first episode. So that definitely seems like a possibility. I've never watched Bachelor in Paradise. I think I would really like it, but I just get so hooked into TV shows that it takes me a really long time before I'm like ready to jump into something. Like, we just finished watching New Girl. We usually have something, like a series that we're in the middle of watching, and it's usually like The Office, Parks and Rec, or New Girl. But I kind of was like, I'm not ready to like start anything new. It's just such a commitment for so long and so much time that I was like, I don't want to do that. Applying a little bit more powder bronzer. I don't know, maybe it was that brush, but I feel like I didn't get as much bronzer as I wanted. So for me, if you want to know who I think is going to win, I feel like Jed has a really good chance of winning. He's in a ton of the previews, having like one-on-one dates. They gave him some screen time in the first episode, but not like too much to where you obviously like think he's going to be a front runner. And they had like flirty little connections. She thought he was really sexy because of his singing and all that. So I don't really know, but I feel like he's got a good chance. The guy on YouTube, if you want to know, you can watch the video because it's actually pretty interesting to like hear him go through all of his explanations. But he thinks Tyler is going to win, which I thought Tyler was going to win when I watched the other preview that they put out, but then watching the first episode, now I'm thinking maybe Jed, but it's gonna be one of those two, I bet you. She also seems to really like, what's his name? Let me look. I wrote down my top. Peter. She really likes Peter too, which that was kind of like an unexpected one for me. Peter was kind of a wild card. I wasn't expecting Peter, but she seems to really like him, and I think he's super cute. I have Jed, Tyler, Peter, and Luke in my top 4, but we will see. Okay, I'm using this blush. I used this in another video the other day. This is the Wet n Wild Color Icon blush, and this is in Mellow Wine. It's very dark, so I was super nervous about applying it, but then when I put it on, it looked so natural. I had a bit of a darker foundation on maybe that day, but I still like really like it. For summertime, I feel like it gives you like a sun-kissed kind of vibe, like almost sunburnt a little bit, which I think is pretty cute. So I'm putting a little on my nose. Kind of just like dust it up here, just a little bit to kind of tie everything together. I'm gonna gently dust over that with my Physicians Formula, the Healthy Powder, just to kind of make sure that it's not too crazy. This is really a pretty finish in a powder. Oh, I don't know if you can see that. Look at that. It takes down the shine without like totally mattifying your skin. This is insanely beautiful, and you don't need very much at all, and it just gives your skin this like flawless look. Okay, let's set down the skin. I went ahead and put on my brows real quick. If you are interested in seeing a brow tutorial, I have one up on my channel, so I will link that down below if you want to see what products I like and the techniques I like to use for filling in my brows so that they look just very natural but still full. So that's up if you want to see it. I figured I'd skip it for today because I don't really like to talk while I'm doing my brows, and it's pretty boring. After putting this blush kind of everywhere on my skin, I am just absolutely in love with it. So I'm gonna try to put it all over my eyes as well. I don't know what it is about this today, but it is just doing it for me. It just is taking me to summertime, I feel like. So I'm going to gently start putting this all over. So who else is watching The Bachelorette? What thoughts do you have about it? Are you liking the people on it? Do you have any favorites? Do you have any people you don't like? Do you like Hannah? Hannah's a funny girl. I feel like they've really attached her, I guess, like Bachelorette brand to the fact that she is not perfect because of that one like speech or toast that she tried to do on Colton's season. I hated her then, but I also felt really bad for her because I feel like I would be the same way. I definitely get like not wanting to go through with something just in case you're not going to be perfect. But I feel like since that episode, she like turned it around and became like one of my favorite people. She was just really fun. She wasn't really in the drama. I mean, there was a little bit with Kaylin, but not a big deal. And she just, I felt like was really cute and sincere and genuine in the stuff that she said and did. So I really like her. I feel like she really was awesome. And Scott had a girlfriend too. I feel like she just like came in and was like, yo, dude, we're not doing this. Like, get out of here. And I really loved that also. I think she's cute. I'm excited about it. But comment down below if you are into it, if you're watching it, what you think. And if you want, we can keep doing follow-ups. Like I can do a Get Ready With Me every week about what I think about the Bachelorette episode that week. I think it's really fun to talk about. Obviously, it's just a dumb show. I do believe that when you are stuck in a situation that the feelings you feel can be really real, but I also think it can be a little bit fake once you try to transport that into real life. So I mean, obviously it's drama, it's TV, it's fake. I think it's all kind of a joke, but it's also really fun and I like to get into it. So if that's something you want to see, I think it would be really fun to sit down and do like Get Ready With Me talking about the Bachelorette. Okay, I feel like I have to get close up every time I want to show you the true like color of something. I don't know if it's my monitor, but it makes it just look kind of like brown every single time, but this is definitely like melony. See, that looks orange. It's like a melony burnt, I don't even know how to explain it. It's like burnt orange / melon colored, a little bit pinky, corally. I don't know. Hopefully you can really see it. I think this is so pretty and so fun for summer. Going into a shade kind of similar to that, I want to take this from the Dream Street palette because it's going to give us a little shine, but it's still kind of got that same color situation. Yes. Oh, I love this. I think I'm going to keep the lower lash line bare also, which I do not do that very often, but I feel like it'll look really like kind of fresh. Ooh, this is so pretty. Do you guys like any other reality shows or anything like that? The other show that we like is RuPaul's Drag Race. Oh my gosh. Obsessed with RuPaul's Drag Race. Holy cow. I did not expect to like it either as much as I do, and Zach really likes it also, which I think is really fun and a little bit funny, but it's really awesome. We love it. We just turned it on a whim one day when we were bored, and we've been hooked. We've like been binge watched so many seasons. The current one's like not my favorite. There's nobody that I like really love, but it's still really fun to watch. We like it a lot. This is so pretty. I really think I'm gonna leave the lower lash line bare and just do like a tiny bit of lower lash mascara, but I think that's all we're gonna do on the eyes. Let me just make sure that everything is well blended, especially just around the edges of that shimmer shade. One thing I do if I don't want a lot of mascara on my bottom lashes especially is I'll do like a coat, and then I'll actually just take my finger and kind of just like rub over them without touching my skin at all, just kind of rubbing over the lashes. But it just kind of like tones it down and makes it look like they're just like black and that they don't have any product on them. It gives it like a thinner coat, I guess, of mascara, so it doesn't look like a lot is on there. It just looks more natural. I like to do that if I don't have anything on the lower lashes, or on days where like I'm just doing like concealer, brows, and a little bit of mascara. I feel like that looks best. Are you kidding me? Alright, well, we'll get that off in a second, I guess. Sorry my face is out of the frame also. I'm not like actually trying to do that. I just rest my elbow on the table when I do this right side of my mascara. I feel like it helps me get in there a little bit better without stabbing myself in the eyeball. You know what else we watched recently was the Ted Bundy movie on Netflix. We had watched the show, which I actually really liked because I didn't really know that much about him. So that was really good. We just watched the movie the other night, and I feel like they did good with like the information that they had. Plus I think they kind of like made up a little bit of a narrative for Liz and him. Like at the end, I'm pretty sure that that whole scene didn't even happen in real life, but I don't know for sure. But I feel like it was good. I mean, it's just frustrating because we don't know that much about the details of everything that happened. So I was kind of like, I felt this way after watching the show though too. I felt just kind of like let down, like I didn't get all of the closure that I wanted. Like I wanted to know how it happened and where everything happened and like all of the details, but you really just don't, we didn't find out that much about all of that. So it was a little bit frustrating, but it wasn't like bad. I still enjoyed watching it, but I'm loving my look today. I'll do just a little bit of a brow gel. I don't always do this, but sometimes I feel like it makes a big difference in like helping the hairs to be more, I guess, like fluffy looking and full. Just defines them a lot. I talk more about this in my brow tutorial, so again, that'll be linked down below if you are interested in more tips about that. Wow, I usually don't like stand my brow hairs up this much, but I actually like it. People always do this online, and they like try to brush all the brow hairs up more, and I always feel like it can just look kind of weird and like spiky, like you got hit with the wind and it just like pushed everything back and now it's frozen like that. But for some reason right now it's giving me just like fluffy brows. I really like it. Okay, I'm gonna try to just like pick this off a little bit. Usually if it's dried most of the way, it comes off pretty well with either a spoolie brush or a Q-tip, but this piece of mascara was pretty thick, so it's a little bit stained, but I'll just kind of go over it with my concealer and a little bit of powder and it should be fine. My skin doesn't look perfect anyway, so I don't feel like it really is that noticeable. The thing I like about this concealer is it's full coverage, but it feels very thin and lightweight at the same time, but it still gives you so much coverage. So I really, really like that. I'm glad that I picked that one back up. Just gonna take my foundation powder again just sort of set that down, and then there we go. It's not completely disappeared, but it looks good. Okay, the only thing we have left is a lip. Whenever I do looks like this that are kind of like corally, pinky colors, I'm never sure what to do on my lips. Like, do I go a more contrasting color like a pink or brown, or do I do something a little bit more monochromatic like a nude or like a peachy nude? Because my face is already really monochromatic as it is, so it could look really good to do something that just is monochromatic, or I could go with like a brownie color and make it more contrasting. I've never really worn brown. I wonder if I have one actually. Okay, we're gonna try this. I don't know how it's going to look, but I want to try brown. I've never really worn a brown lipstick before, so I'm just going to try to fill in my lips completely with this Keep It Spicy lip liner from LA Girl. This is really different for me, but I think I like it. What do you think? I'm wearing it for today. The nice thing about wearing a lip liner as your lipstick is, oh my gosh, I thought it was snowing. There's like leaves coming down, like really tiny leaves everywhere outside, and I literally thought it was snow. I just got so scared. The nice thing about this is they last a really long time. It's easy to apply like a lip balm over top if you want, or to just reapply it throughout the day if you need to. I do that quite a bit actually. If I don't have a color that I like, I'll just use a lip liner as my lipstick instead. And it's matte, but it's not like super drying either, not like a liquid lipstick formula, so that's good too. I think that'll be it for today. I'm curious to hear your thoughts though on this brown lip, because again, this is very different for me. Wear it for the day and see how I feel about it, but I'm not sure. I love the look overall, though I feel like my skin looks really good, way better than it did before. This blush is just doing everything for me right now. I don't know why, and I'm so surprised because I've had this for a really, really long time, and I've always just thought it was too dark or too pigmented or whatever. Never really gave it a shot, but oh my gosh, I think this is so pretty. If you're curious about the things that I've used, I will have all the products that I mentioned listed down below, along with related videos if you're curious to watch any of those. Definitely subscribe if you like my content and you want to see what I'm going to do in the future. I've got some really fun ideas coming up, and I think that I will start doing some Bachelorette review, get ready with me videos. So thumbs up the video if that's something you would be interested in seeing. Thank you so much for watching. It's so fun to hang out and play with makeup together. I really do feel like I've got some friends and that we're kind of like connected through YouTube, so it's really, really fun, and I'm so thankful for everyone that sits down to watch my videos. Thank you so much. Let me know if you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye!